think if you look at the list of things that Triple H has done since taking over from Vince McMahon, taking over WWE Creative, LA Knight would be at the top, or at least near the top of that list as success stories under his leadership. Obviously, Gunther and the rise of the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Championship being brought back to some sort of importance on WWE television as well. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and the storyline with the Bloodline. Obviously, there are things that Triple H has done very well since taking over WWE Creative. I think a lot of people would love to see Triple H push LA Knight just a little bit further. Give LA Knight a little bit more TV time. Maybe LA Knight wins Money in the Bank this year and solidifies him as a top contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. If you guys are LA Knight fans or LA Knight enthusiasts, this latest report is not going to do anything to make you happy. SmackDown last night was supposed to see LA Knight get a tag team partner. Scrapped from the show, pushed back to a later date. The Wrestling Insider on Twitter, @BoozerWrestling, is reporting that there were plans for LA Knight to find a tag team partner on SmackDown. However, that segment never aired, thankfully. The plan is for LA Knight to team with Rick Boogs, but this partnership is said to be temporary. How or why they will split up or end the partnership is anyone's guess, but WWE history shows that most tag teams split up on bad terms, so there's a good chance that LA Knight or Boogs will turn on each other. Obviously, Boogs is the babyface, LA Knight's the heel. I'm assuming LA Knight's going to be the heel and turn on Rick Boogs, the babyface. But why would they be teaming up? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second. Knight's been getting great babyface reactions at the live events and seems destined to do big things on Friday Night SmackDown, destined for a big singles push. Boozer made a point to note that Boogs was the plan to be Knight's partner, but obviously all of that can still change. First of all, LA Knight, babyface reactions, yes, but I would not really push him towards the spectrum of being a full-on babyface. I would let the fans decide what they want to do with LA Knight. LA Knight is such a great heel. They tried the babyface thing in NXT. It did not work. It worked to an extent, but it was very forced, is what I mean. He's so much more natural, so much more genuine, so much more himself in the role of a heel. Let the fans decide what they want to do when it comes to LA Knight. I don't think they really deviated away from anything that they haven't been doing with LA Knight. Obviously, LA Knight's coming out being himself, and the fans are reacting accordingly. So he hasn't really shown any babyface tendencies. He hasn't really switched it up to go along with the crowd reactions and the positive reactions to him. He's remained himself, and he's maintained that heel persona, and the fans are really taking a liking to him. So keep it at that, number one. Number two, I don't want to sit here and shit on this immediately because it is LA Knight. And a lot of people did the same thing when LA Knight got paired with Bray Wyatt. A lot of people were like, what the fuck? This completely came out of left field. This is going to be a weird pairing. This is going to be very bizarre to see. It may be beneath Bray Wyatt. LA Knight's wasting his time here, blah, blah, blah. Nobody really understood what WWE was doing with Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. Then they realized, all right, this is good television. All right, these guys are working well off each other. All right, LA Knight's actually elevating himself with Bray Wyatt on TV. And that's really where he got started with this run, this fan reaction that we're seeing every week to LA Knight. It started with that feud with Bray Wyatt. I mention that because I feel like the same thing could happen here, but with Rick Boogs. Now, Rick Boogs, there's a lot of work to be done with Rick Boogs. The charisma obviously is there. The in-ring, I don't really think Rick Boogs is a great in-ring performer, but he's more of a sports entertainer that WWE is looking for. I don't know what they have planned for Rick Boogs, but I'm looking at this from the outside looking in, giving it time. And I want to see if WWE is going to use Rick Boogs here in the same way that they used LA Knight with LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt, but this time LA Knight is going to help get Rick Boogs over. I don't know why we need to waste our time with this. Maybe they're just wasting time and filling TV time until we get to Money in the Bank to give LA Knight something a little bit more substantial to do. But I think this could be beneficial for Rick Boogs here. But WWE is going to have to do a lot of work to get Rick Boogs as a serious contender, a singles push on SmackDown. It's going to take a lot of work to get the fans to really believe in a singles push for Rick Boogs. They got to change the ring attire. They got to change and make him into a serious threat, a serious competitor. Because right now he looks like a joke. He looks like a joke. And they just put him in a tag team with Elias on Raw. They drafted him to SmackDown. Now they're putting him in a tag team, I would say, with LA Knight, temporary tag team with LA Knight. It just reeks of, we don't know what to do with these guys. But LA Knight is so good that he's going to make anything that he's given work. So that's the positive that I'm taking away from this. Anything that they give him, he's going to make it work. But we'll see what happens. I know a lot of people are going to be crying that he deserves better, this and that. There is time. Triple H took the Maximum Male Models bullshit away from him. Max Dupree, he ended that because he saw the potential in LA Knight. He knows the fans want to see and hear more from LA Knight. He knows. Just give it time. I don't think Triple H is going to let this waste away on Friday night. So we'll see what happens with this proposed tag team with LA Knight and Rick Boogs. Speaking of the World's Heavyweight Championship, which would look great around the waist of LA Knight, and he may be in contention for that at some point this year, WWE has big plans for the World Heavyweight title. Now, as we saw on SmackDown last night, AJ Styles beat Bobby Lashley in the finals of the SmackDown side to go on to Saudi Arabia and Night of Champions to wrestle Seth Rollins for the brand new World Heavyweight Championship. Second place. Second place for the WWE next to Roman Reigns. WrestlingNews.co first reported back in December about the plans to add a new World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania, but those plans were delayed. The Insider Twitter account, again, Boozer Wrestling, he's making a name on social media, I guess, lately, is reporting that plans for a new world title go back to early September. Boozer tweeted that the USA Network has been asking for a title since the Clash at the Castle show. He also noted that the people in the company are confused on the lineage of the title. The belt looks like an updated version of Big Gold, World Heavyweight Championship created back in 2002 for Triple H when they started the brand split, but it's being talked about on TV as an entirely new belt. A lot of people were confused about this. I actually thought it was the new WWE Championship, to be quite honest with you. But a lot of other people, not that, a lot of other people thought that this was basically WWE reintroducing Big Gold and the lineage of Big Gold back to WWE. No. It is neither of those things. It's a brand new lineage, a brand new title. So Seth Rollins, when he wins it, because that's my choice, when he wins it at Night of Champions, he's going to be the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion of the modern era with this new title. For those of you worried about the title being treated as a B title, second place, consolation prize to Roman Reigns and his Undisputed Universal Championship, Boozer states that there are big plans for the new belt with a story that will catapult the title to its original status, and all in soon comes to plan. I don't know what that means. I don't know what they have planned. I can only assume that Rollins is going to win the championship, and there are a number of guys on Monday Night Raw that can challenge for the title, but the guy that sticks out to me most is Gunther. When he drops that Intercontinental Championship and he breaks the Honky Tonk Man's record, he's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of this century, he will lose that title and he will be immediately thrusted into the World Championship title scene. And a match with Rollins and Gunther, I don't even have to say it, take my money. And that may be your main event for SummerSlam. I don't know. I don't know how WWE feels about Rollins. We all know that Rollins deserves this honor to become the first World Heavyweight Champion with this new championship title. He deserves it. He's worked his ass off. He's proven himself. He's given to the company so much that everything he's done leading up to this, it warrants him being the world champion. But as a babyface now, I have said this in the past, when he wins that title, because I believe he will, are the fans going to still be into Rollins as much as they are now with Rollins chasing the title? When Rollins gets to the promised land and is the world champion, are those fans going to maintain this same energy like they're showing him now? Because the last time we saw Seth Rollins as world champion, it was not a good babyface run as champion for Seth Rollins, and we know how disastrous that was. But WWE, they have a second chance to change it and make the corrections to the first title reign. But with Vince McMahon looming and Vince McMahon seemingly still in charge, I don't trust this company to book a solid baby face champion. I don't. They know how to book a heel, but they don't know how to book a babyface champion, and you guys know that as factual information. So I am worried about what the World Championship scene will look like on Monday Night Raw, as we have right now the likelihood of getting a babyface champion in Seth Rollins. How are they going to handle that? I don't know. I am slightly worried. I'm not worried about Rollins' performance because he's one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. But with him in the WWE as world champion and them trying to book a babyface champion, I'm worried about that even with Cody Rhodes when he wins the big one. I don't know. I don't trust the company at all. Neither should you. We will see what happens. But WWE, according to this insider account on Twitter, they have big plans for the World Championship, and they're looking to make it just as important as what Roman Reigns is doing on SmackDown with the World Heavyweight Championship, the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship on SmackDown. And finally, guys, WWE is set to revamp theme songs for most of their roster with new songs and new artists. This actually got me excited because the one complaint I have about WWE TV right now is the terrible theme music that they have for a lot of their wrestlers. So expect some changes over the next few months with entrance themes. There aren't a ton of information available, or a ton of details available yet. But as reported by, again, Boozer Wrestling, he's all over the place, man. Holy shit. There has been some movement happening in the department that handles music. Def Rebel right now is making the music. They are fucking awful. I will say that. They are just, everything is just so void of character. It sounds so basic. There's nothing there. There's no substance there. Meanwhile, music is one of the most important forms of art in the entire world. Without music, you got nothing. So I don't know why they've skimped on the theme music, yet you got Tony Khan buying license fees for songs, and you see how important that is for the presentation that he wants on his show. Why doesn't WWE go and do that? When WWE uses licensed theme songs, I know Triple H has used several Metallica themes in the past. I mean, we saw Edge come out to fucking Slayer. He came out to, what did he come out to? South of Heaven at WrestleMania? Look at how great that entrance was for Edge at WrestleMania. It works. It's needed. Fans love it. They got so much money they don't know what to do with. Invest it in your roster. Boozer tweeted that a lot of themes are getting revamped, and that will happen in the next 3 months, and you will see wrestlers getting new themes with new songs and new artists. I don't know what happened to CFO. They were fucking great. Everything that they churned out was a legit banger. They were so fucking good, man. Seriously. And they still have music that Bianca Belair uses, Shinsuke Nakamura uses, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor uses his old NXT theme from time to time. He used it at WrestleMania, coming out as the Demon. They still have, Matt Riddle has somewhat of the same theme from CFO Money. Bobby Roode, you guys know, Glorious. There were so many great themes to come out of the CFO theme song era. Then they went to Def Rebel. Everything went to shit. Nobody's theme sounds great. I think one of the best ones, probably the top two right now in WWE, are Seth Rollins. And that's just because there's that fucking chant in the song that the fans do every single time. And Roman Reigns. That's it. Karrion Kross, I believe, is a Def Rebel as well. That one's a good one. There's a couple of good ones. A couple of good ones that actually gel with the characters that they're portraying on TV. But most of them are just awful. So this actually perked my ears up, and I can't wait to see what they do. Hopefully it's a lot better than what we got now. But one of the most important things for a pro wrestler's presentation is theme music. And Vince always hated theme music. Vince never really invested in theme music because he's just out of touch with everything. I mean, he changed Shinsuke Nakamura's theme from that great theme song that he had in NXT. He changed it because he went heel, and he felt like the fans shouldn't be singing a theme song for a heel. Did the same thing with Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode maintained the Glorious theme. He didn't want Bobby Roode to operate as a heel. He turned Bobby Roode into a babyface because he thought that the fans shouldn't be singing Glorious with Bobby Roode being a heel. So fucking stupid. So stupid. That's the type of vision Vince McMahon had. So I can't wait to see what they do with these new revamped themes. Hopefully we see that spread across the rest of the summer, and hopefully it's a lot better than what we got now on WWE television. Guys, that's all I got for you. I will be back tomorrow with more news right here on Off the Script. Go and follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes minimum on today's OTS. Make sure you guys go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. There is plenty of content on the channel and plenty of content coming this weekend. And please make sure you guys go get your Legend of JD t-shirts, now available. Link is down below in the description. We have already blown through half of our stock. Only 50% left to go. Make sure you guys go and get your extremely exclusive and limited time release of the brand new t-shirt, Legend of JD from NY. Link is down below in the description. Guys, thank you so very much. I'll see you right back here with more news right here on Off the Script.